Welcome to the first episode of Program That Part. I'm just going to sort of see how this goes. I'm just going to basically show how I programmed previous parts that I've made or possibly parts that I haven't made yet. So this is a part I made for a DIY CNC. And these both hold bearings right here. And those are slots for bolts, I'm guessing. And I think these threaded holes are for a motor mount. Now I will not be threading these holes on this part, so I'm just drilling the holes. So to start off with, we are using a stock size piece. So we're using the exact size of the part that we need before we machine it. So everything's going to be milled to size on the outside parts. So we'll have these little radius right here to mill out. We're using a material stock size thickness for this part. This part is 4 by 2.5 by 1 inches thick. So 1 inch thick stock size. So after we get everything milled to size, we're going to come in here with an adaptive to mill out these little radius corners here. And for this, I selected all of these parts right here. This highlighted blue part. And I'll go ahead and select those again because this can get kind of tricky because it wants to select all that entire piece right there. So I go in, click it once, then twice. Then I select this open contour right here, and then add. So accept the contour. So I want to accept this middle piece here. I selected that. Now I'll do it again. Select it again. Open contour. Accept the contour. And then I'll accept that right there. And same with this. Open contour. Select. And then I'll only mill these parts right here. I didn't really need to select this middle part, but that's okay. I'm using a 1/4 inch flat end mill for this, 6,000 RPM, 30 inches a minute. I have those selected and I have 5,000 stock to leave, and I will come over here and do the same thing with a 2D contour and clean up those. And each one of these is, I think, 0.4 inches deep on the step down. So that's what you see here. Each one's step down, except this last one. And just to be sure, this last step down right here goes a little bit past the bottom of the stock just to make sure you get all that and clean everything up. So that'll be one side. So I'll have this hanging off the vise a little bit. You can go and look at this video card here for that video where I machine everything. And this is hanging off the side of the vise, and then I'll flip it clear around and then do the other side. But since I'm flipping around and everything's the same on both sides, I can just copy these over and both of these are the same. So imagine this whole part got flipped clear around, like this. And now it's the same on both sides, basically. So I can go and do the same thing I did in this setup right here, do those, and this is still hanging off the side of the vise, and then I can come in here and adaptive everything out. In this adaptive, I'm going 6,000 RPM at 30 inches a minute with a 1/4 inch flat end mill. And this is just a regular 3D adaptive, so that I just selected this outside boundary here, which is this chain. And for stock contours, I have this selected here, which is like the same thing as the boundary. This machining boundary, this chain right here is the same thing as this chain right here around the outside. 10,000 stock to leave radially and axially with an optimal load of 35 thousandths of an inch. And I'll come in here and do a contour, just select everything here, and then I'll clean up everything. It'll clean up all the axial stock and radial stock. And then I'll also contour these the same way. So I selected these profiles here. And same with the 1/4 inch flat end mill. 25 inches a minute here at 6,000 RPM. And this is the contour where I have some stock to leave. So the bearing fits in here right here, and it's supposed to be just a slip fit. And so I selected where I wanted it. And over here in stock to leave is where you would go and put in, oh, I want to leave 1,000ths. So leave 1,000ths there and make sure it's okay. The bearing won't fit in there yet. So I ended up going no stock to leave, and it actually fit right after I hit no stock to leave. So it was right dead on. I left 1,000ths of an inch before and then machined it, then went in and tried the bearing. Didn't fit, so I just no stock to leave and it fit perfect. And then I went in to drill these holes here. No big deal. First I spotted these out. All 4 of these points, used my 1/4 inch 90-degree spot drill. I selected this top face here, and then I went 50 thousandths deep from this face, and that would be my bottom height. And then I went in and drilled them out with a 4mm drill, I believe, and at 3,000 RPM, 10 inches a minute, pecking at 60 thousandths each time I drilled out these holes. And then after I got all that done, I flipped it over and went ahead and did this bearing hole, but I just made everything both on this side. You can keep everything on the same side just because it's the same on both sides. So I went in, zeroed everything out, and went into adaptive this out and contour. And this adaptive, since we already have this hole drilled, and it'll be drilled through on the bottom as well, well, not really drilled through, it got milled out, and I just selected this outside contour and a pre-drill position of this point right here. So at this pre-drill, I selected this point right there, and that put that point right there, and now it thinks that this is all drilled out right there. Actually, it is drilled out, or milled out in this case. So did the same thing here, adapted that out, and then contour, left some stock to leave, then I ended up leaving no stock to leave, and the bearing fit perfectly there as well. So that's pretty much how I programmed this part. And I think, like I've said before in some of my videos, I'm not very good at explaining things, so hopefully by showing you guys how I did this, you might be able to pick up from some of the tabs and all the toolpaths that I use. You might be able to pick up on something and maybe help you guys out. So I don't know how many of these I will do, but if somebody likes them, if you like them, then say something in the comments. If you don't like them, then I'll probably stop, because these are kind of, I thought they'd be easy, but they're not really that easy because I'm terrible at explaining. So let me know. Thanks for watching.